As an investor in the cryptocurrency market, you don't need to win every single trade. You don't have to pick every single winner, buying the bottom, selling the top to perfection. You could have 10 cryptos, 9 of them could lose. If you have one winner, that is all you need because the success case in this market is unreal. As you guys know, this was called the blanket strategy during the .com era, the Internet of Information. Well, welcome to the Internet of Value. What is up, guys? Kevin Cage here with another XRP update. I hope you all had a phenomenal Memorial Day weekend. I was taking some time off. Little did I know that there was still more FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt circulating in the world of crypto Twitter. Uncertainty, fear at all-time highs. What's new in the cryptocurrency space? So we're going to kind of go over some things. I want to go over the XRP price chart, the Ethereum price chart, go over some recent news, and really show you overall sentiment within this market. We did in fact have a beautiful monthly close yesterday, starting off June. And of course, XRP, the price chart really did close above $1 for XRP. Now, I know, we rejected $2 just like every other market. We've come back down. We've pulled back when BTC comes down. This is part of the process. Perspective. We're at 17 cents, or 11 cents arguably, with the wick back in March 2020, so just over a year ago. And then we're at 17 cents back in December alone. We're still sitting at 5x plus our investment. And I also believe that XRP is not going to be the only asset, or an asset that is not going to participate in this year's bull run. It is a lot of catching up to do, and this is why I still think sentiment is great. I'm still bullish on this asset. I do not let the FUD get to me, and I want to show you a few things on the price chart. I want to talk about some resources for you guys where you can learn more about XRP Ripple, specifically if you're new. And let me get a sip of coffee really quick. And I also want to show you these FUD campaigns. Now, you guys don't have to be conspiratorial. It is really weird how some of these things are set up, right? Because obviously we know the SEC allegations were announced in December. What happened? Price dumped all the way after this huge rally, dumped all the way down to 17 cents. They delist it from main exchanges, so everyday Joe cannot get it. And what happens? Well, XRP's price does a 5x plus, arguably even more when it was en route to $2. And nobody, the typical person that's not really tech savvy and didn't have a multiple exchange on ramps, is unable to buy XRP. Conspiracy? I don't know, up to you. But now let's actually take a quick look at the weekly. And if you guys remember this little run up back, let's say November, we're running up all the way from, mid 20s, low 20s, all the way up. And we made it all the way to almost about 80 cents in some exchanges. Some exchanges even wicked higher. What happened was, before this even run up, there was this massive FUD campaign on crypto Twitter, as silly as that sounds. And this one gentleman, who is anonymous, we have no idea if he was paid or if he was just a real person sharing his thoughts, but he basically was just saying XRP's a scam. It was a massive thread, and literally it led to people selling all of their XRP. And what happened every time this happens? XRP pumped massively, and I bet those people probably bought it back here at a higher price, and then it dumped again. So this market, you don't have to be smart. You just have to be in control of your emotions and be patient, because year over year, people understand higher highs are being created. So wanted to point that out. Let me turn on the monthly now, and I wanted to show you the fib retracements. So with the XRP price chart, of course, swing high, swing low using these wicks, and we're sitting just above the 236 retracement. Now, some assets have in fact already reached the 3618 in this bull run. That would value XRP at about $11 per the Bitstamp chart. Now, of course, this does fluctuate, and I want to show you that even Ethereum, and I hold Ethereum, I love Ethereum, I do personally believe that Ethereum, the price chart, could be a little ahead of a lot of assets, for good reason. It has hundreds of thousands of projects and ERC20s built on top of it, but we can see swing high, swing low, and it wicked almost to the 3618 using wick to wick. We could do candle body closure and show that as well, sitting right above the 1618 and the 2. So that would value XRP anywhere from $5, $6, maybe even $7. And I wanted to show these arrows, and of course, this cannot be like for like. You just have to look at it with an open mind and try to entertain different perspectives, compare different assets, compare different time frames, do what is best for you. But as we can see, what if this little movement right here was in fact ETH's move right there? And what if XRP really is residing when ETH was sitting at that 236 level? Now, of course, I know the XRP price chart, we came and rejected the 618, kind of really rejected the 50% retracement, but it does make you wonder, and I encourage you guys to, look at Ethereum, look at Monero, look at a variety of assets, and I think you're going to find some very, very interesting similarities. Do I still believe we have a few exciting months ahead of us? Absolutely. We have Flare finally going live this month. Fingers crossed. We're going to be talking about the airdrop, a few resources and tips for you guys so you can absolutely essentially provide liquidity and take advantage of the system, because first come, first served. You're going to get the most aggressive yields. Completely up to you if you want to participate, but I for one will be, because in my mind, whether it's an airdrop or just overall liquidity or mining or yield farming, it's free money. You don't have to risk a lot by any means, but that's just something that I'm going to be doing. In other looks, guys, keep in mind the monthly did close on top of several year support. I know Blockchain Backer is pointing this out, and for me, this is a very, very strong indicator for this year specifically. And one last thing I'd like to show you, of course, is the RSI, the Relative Strength Index. Now, keep in mind, this is on a monthly. It's not just some little 30-minute time frame. These are legitimate candle body structures. This is legitimate data on the macro time frame. And as we can see, when ETH did finally pierce through the RSI, it went on a massive, massive run, piercing through essentially that 70 right there. And of course, it just kept going, the MACD moving, the stochastic RSI just running sideways because that RSI was so strong. That is what we are looking for a variety of assets. Now, I do remember, what was it, maybe a month or two ago, when XRP was finally moving up. This chart actually showed that the RSI was pierced because we had that very strong period of relative strength. However, it was yet again another fake out. BTC came down. Perhaps XRP, the chart just was not ready. It has to continue to range and consolidate. Bummer, but I thought it was finally time personally, just because of the overall euphoria of the market. I'm right there with you. But we can see that it came, and at the time, the chart actually pierced and the strength index was above 70, came right back down. MACD's in position still. Stochastic RSI wouldn't take much to kind of pop up and then run sideways. But now look in the past, what happened when the RSI right here pierced through the purple? Well, we had some massive run-ups. Look at that. Right there, came back down again, and then shot up again. So we typically see these massive bullish continuations on the macro, and I do believe that this bull run is going to be a hybrid, so to speak, of the 2013 Bitcoin cycle along with even 2017. So I think it's going to be very, very exciting. You cannot expect the exact same thing to play out, but I think that you should absolutely try to use historical data as best you can to predict the future. Next up, we have shared by Bank XRP. This is huge news. We can see Brad Garlinghouse even goes on to say, "I'm doing my happy dance today." For the past several years, whenever they show XRP on CNBC or CNN or Fox or wherever they've really been shown, time and time again it says Ripple. They still go by the old name years ago. Again, Ripple Labs is the company, the organization. XRP is an independent digital asset. So CNBC real time finally corrected this. Again, Bank XRP, awesome. Thank you for sharing. I can see everybody's happy. We're going to see how long this lasts, and I would love to see if there's any other stations that will follow suit. I don't want to get my hopes up though. Next, I just wanted to show this picture. It literally made me laugh out loud. The FUD, the XRP holder, I don't even want to say this right now on YouTube, but I thought it was really funny, shared by Kryptoni Soprano. This is the best GIF or picture or meme I've seen in quite some time. All right, now, a resource for anybody that's maybe been in the XRP community the past few months, you're still relatively new. This is an older website that used to circulate a lot in 2018, kind of going over any FUD points, any concerns with the XRP ledger, the company Ripple, how the correspondent banking network works, the supply, anything in between. So I encourage you to start here. You can go to FUDbingo.com and read more about this if you'd like. However, in my opinion, there's still a lot of great resources out there. I'm not sure if this one has been updated recently, but I would encourage you guys to also go to galgatron.net. I encourage you guys to go through these blogs, and whether you agree with my video or whether you agree with his blogs, I think these are great resources to really kind of get you used to the verbiage, the vernacular. The more you read these blogs, the more everything starts to click, and instead of it taking you, several years of research to finally understand what all this XRP stuff is, if you go through these blogs and read them a handful of times, I think it'll really help you understand this market. Next, we have shared by King Doggo XRP. So we have Flare, the Spark token, guys, the free airdrop for all of us XRP holders that participated in the snapshot back in December. This is free money. Now, Flare is not even live yet, Flare Networks, and it's listed already on 50 plus exchanges. This does show you how big Flare will be. There's absolutely big plans. Look at this picture right here. So we have Uphold, Binance US, you got Probit, Poloniex, Bittrex, Huobi, KuCoin, iTrustCapital as well, which I leveraged them today. We got Kraken, we got Upbit, a variety of exchanges. Bitrue links are going to be in the top of this video description as well, because they're going to be participating in the DFlare airdrop, and I highly recommend participating. I did a video on that as well. It was, Flare Finance airdrop with DFlare. This is back on May 7th if you want to look this up. Essentially, if you have Bitrue, which I highly recommend checking out, links are in the video description. When you get your actual DFlare dropped, you have about 7 days to swap that into YFlare. Now, Flare Finance is a completely separate entity. We're going to cover them more and more in the future, but again, this is massive opportunity while we are just awaiting for XRP to finally take off. This is shared by Status on Twitter, and of course I highly recommend visiting his website status.hr. We can see the upcoming airdrops for XRP investors. Flare Networks, of course, per the snapshot back in December, a 1-to-1 ratio essentially for if you have 1,000 XRP, you get 1,000 Flare that will be distributed to you over the next 3 years. And of course, Flare's valuation could be very, very high, just like we have high hopes for XRP. You can find more information at flare.xyz. There's a variety of blogs that will give you step-by-step walkthroughs. Now, when Flare Networks goes live sometime in June, and it's finally June, fingers crossed everything goes well, we can see that there's going to be a claim ratio, of course. So you're going to get 1 D-Flare per 172 Spark tokens that you hold. So what happens, again, let me try to break this down a little bit easier, is Flare Networks goes live. Then there's going to be a snapshot of Flare balances 30 days after that network launches. Then 7 to 10 days later, after the snapshot, there is a distribution date for this D-Flare, this DAO Flare. DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization. Then, when you get that D-Flare, you have to swap it for YFlare within about 7 days. So, if you have all of this on Bitra, you should be good to go. We're going to follow the steps. I'll probably even make a video of it. And going to Flare Finance, you can find more information right here at flr.finance. And also, just to highlight iTrustCapital, once again, if you expect that the crypto market will grow significantly in the future like I do, as there's nonstop inflation, the monetary supply of even the US dollar is not going to stop anytime soon. The smart people have been hedging with crypto or even retaining their value in, of course, precious metals. This is all available on iTrustCapital. I have an old Roth IRA that I rolled over there. I know some people have put their 401ks in this market. Of course, they're up hundreds and hundreds of percent, and you don't have to be married to it by any means. This is kind of a strategic play that I'm doing over the coming years. If you 10x your portfolio or, have $10 million in your retirement account, you can put it back into Vanguard, Fidelity, go into a conservative index fund, getting 10%, 20% a year. That's fine. But this is the way I'm playing this market for now as this transfer of wealth is occurring. And of course, the benefits of a Roth IRA is all of my gains in my account will grow 100% tax-free. I make 10 mil, I keep all 10 mil. I'm not paying 50% in capital gains long-term or short-term. So once again, always talking about services I actively use. All links can be found in the video description. Let's keep moving now. So here's a quick poll that I did the other day, and I wanted to share this as we are all watching BTC's dominance right now, hoping for that next leg up in alt season a lot sooner than later. Right here, will XRP ever close a daily candle below 50 cents from now until end of year? I wanted to gauge sentiment when we were actually in a downtrend. BTC was pulling back. Fear was a lot higher than greed. And we can see that the ball is in Bitcoin's court. So about 40% of respondents said that yes, they believe XRP will close a daily candle below 50 cents. Almost 60% said no. Now looking at the chart on the daily, we can see that 50 cents would be right around here. And of course, that would absolutely shake people out. Do I think it's possible for any wicks at these levels? Ball's in BTC's court, but nonetheless, I still believe that XRP heads towards several dollars plus at the very least. I wanted to paint some perspective with this as well. Is your net worth higher today than it was just 1 year ago back in May 2020? 80% of people said yes. Next question, will your net worth be higher 1 year from today? And about 93-94% of people said yes. Stay optimistic, guys. Keep working hard. Keep sharpening your sword, so to speak. Keep leveling up your knowledge. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.